Mahvel, your friendly neighborhood quarter guy here, and, well, we finally got some more news on Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite with the latest story and gameplay trailers this past week, and, I guess we should start by going over stuff that we've learned from these trailers. First off, we have some information on the story, and the main villain is, in fact, what some of us suspected. A fusion between Sigma, the main villain from the Mega Man X series, and Marvel villain Ultron. And ultimately, they become a fusion called Ultron Sigma and merging the two universes together. Yeah, pretty much an excuse for a crossover story. But we did get several new characters confirmed, including Hawkeye, Hulk, Rocket Raccoon, Thor, the aforementioned Ultron, Chris, Chun-li, and Strider Hiryu. Yeah, we've seen some gameplay footage and it looks really fast-paced, and the swap system looks like it's going to be a lot different. But we've also learned some details as far as gameplay goes. It's going to be a 6-button format: light punch, heavy punch, light kick, heavy kick, tag button, and Infinity Stone button. Yeah, apparently you're going to be able to choose one of the 6 Infinity Stones to use during a match, and once the meter fills up, you'll be able to use the power of the Infinity Stone using the button. And, while there is some hype behind the game right now, there are still some concerns. Mainly, for one thing, the graphics don't look especially good, though that's likely to change between now and the release date of September. I mean, after all, the first alpha trailer of King of Fighters 14 looked like crap, and it got better between then and the game's release, so, that could be good. That could be less of a cause for concern. But there are some rumors about the gameplay. One rumor is that, well, the main big rumor that worries me is the, possibility that the Dragon Punch motion moves might be dropped in favor of a down-down button motion. That would be not really good, I don't think. It would be problematic for someone like me who's grown up on stuff like Street Fighter and the Dragon Punch motions. So, seeing a shift to that for the sake of accessibility might not be the best move. And more importantly, they're pushing the DLC for the game already. The pre-order bonuses offer early access to the character pack and certain skins. As for the character pack, the one thing that baffles me the most, why in goodness sakes is Sigma, one of the main villains of the story, relegated to DLC? That does not make a lot of sense. I mean, hardly any at all. I mean, you've got Sigma, an iconic character in the Mega Man universe, in which... not to mention the fact that Mega Man X is featuring prominently in the story of the game, and yet Sigma, the main villain of the Mega Man X series and one of the main villains of the entire game, is going to be a DLC character. I'm sorry, but that just baffles me. So, while there is some anticipation for the game for me, I am still concerned. That being said, I'm gonna just bide my time and wait for the game to come out. So, for my question of the week, what is your biggest concern with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? As always, leave your answers in the comments. I'll feature my favorite comments in the next episode. Here are last week's winners. And with that, time for the fourth wall mailbag. As always, send me your messages via YouTube messages. I'll answer my favorite questions on the next episode. First question this week comes from Rad Shy Guy, who asks, if you had to choose one of these, which has the worst community? JoJo's, Undertale, Smash Bros. Melee, or Overwatch? I would have to say Smash Bros. Melee, no question. I mean, seriously. When you have a fan base who is so rabid over a game that is more than a decade old, and that's so rabid that they would refuse like any change that comes after. Granted, Smash Bros. Brawl did have its problems, but when you're booing the most recent iteration of your franchise just for the sake of getting the attention for your game, you've got a problem. Granted, Undertale and Overwatch both have their problems with their communities, which I have seen, to be honest. Though, to be fair, I really haven't seen that much trash out of the JoJo community. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't looked hard enough. Maybe I don't care to look hard enough. Next question comes from Revi Frostina, who asks, have you played Nier Automata? Sadly, I have not, because, well, I'm on a budget and, well, can't get every game that I want or that interests me, but I have heard a lot of good things about Nier Automata. I hear it had some really satisfying combat, some memorable characters, but at some point I might try the game, if people would recommend it to me, possibly. But I have heard it's a really good game. We've got a lot of really highly rated games this year. I mean, we've got Zelda Breath of the Wild, we've got Persona 5, we've got Nier Automata, we've got Horizon Zero Dawn. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is an awesome remake that has a lot of content, and there's going to be a lot more hype games coming out during the year. This is turning out to be a really exciting year for gaming, let me tell ya. Next question comes from Blazing Larvesta, who asks, would you rather play Mega Man and Bass or Mega Man X6? Having played both of them, I would rather play X6, to be honest. I mean, both games are not very well designed, both games have lots of bullshit moments, but to be fair, X6 has always been a guilty pleasure for me. I can't really explain why, but maybe it's just the main gameplay, but it's a guilty pleasure. Plus, some of the localization is pretty cheese-worthy. I hid myself while I tried to repair myself. Good grief. And at least X6 doesn't have the problem with screen crunch. Yeah. Next question comes from the Dark Seraph, who asks, what editing program do you recommend? Well, here's the thing. It kind of depends on your budget. When I was first starting out, I didn't have as much of a budget, so I used a program that had been on sale for a while. It was AVS Video Editor. Eventually, I worked my way up to Magic's Movie Edit Pro, which was also on sale at the time. And it's worked out pretty well for me since I started using it, though a little inconvenient at times. The big programs include Sony Vegas and Adobe Premiere, but you better have a lot of money if you want to use those. Yeah, just saying. Last question this week comes from Alan the Ultimate Gamer, who asks, did you never see it coming? The memes!
Break down, break down, break down, break down.